vice chair. So, with that being on the table, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion on the agenda.
All right. We have a second for that motion?
Okay, so.
All right, so Ron will be the chairman, and can we now have a motion for a vice chairman? All right. Looks like we'll have Mr. Howell be the vice chair. All right, Mr. D'Amico, what do we have, what matters do we have before the zoning hearing board tonight?
Thank you, Solicitor Kazak. We have one application for a special exception, excuse me, submitted by Key Environmental Incorporated on behalf of Pittsburgh Powder Coating for the use at tax parcel ID 6400000000701, which is situated on Route 837 in the Alrama section of Union Township. This special exception is required because the use they are requesting doesn't match any of our uses specifically. In our code 280-102, number 10, it's a comparable use not specifically listed. And that's why we're here this evening. The property was posted as per the requirements of the MPC and Union Township Code last week, and certified letters were sent to all property owners within 300 feet with the time, date, and information of this hearing 2 weeks ago or longer.
Okay, before we get to that, after we made our motions, we should have had a vote. So we're gonna go back to the motion to appoint Don as the chairman. All in favor?
Aye.
And to appoint George as the vice chairman. All in favor? All right, now we can proceed. All right, so who's here on behalf of the applicant? Please identify yourself for the record.
I'm Greg Banner with the Key Environmental.
All right, Mr. Banner, can you tell us about your application and the relief you're requesting from the zoning hearing board?
Sure. Where would you want me to speak at the mic or?
Why don't you come up here? We're recording it here into the mic that's right there. So come forward here, and then you can face the audience here.
Should I move this over so everybody can see it?
Yeah, that would be fine.
And congratulations, I think. Usually you sign those things to those who aren't here. Okay, well, yes, I'm Greg Banner, Key Environmental, representing Pittsburgh Powder Coat. Tonight, Mr. Antonio Carosella is here, should you have any specific questions on the project. What I typically do in these instances is go through and read my narrative to you that will hopefully lay out the facts here. So it will take a few minutes to go through. Pittsburgh Powder Coat is proposing to develop a 30,000 square foot light manufacturing facility for the powder coating of metal parts with an approximate 750 square foot gun shop within the building's footprint on the parcel that was identified earlier. The parcel is about 2.9 acres in size on what I call the east side of State Route 837. State Route 837 is owned by PennDOT. There is also an approximate 29-acre parcel that U-shaped that surrounds the 2.9-acre parcel on the northeast and south sides. Both parcels are owned by ACT Enterprises. ACT Enterprises is owned by Mr. Carousel and will be leasing the property to Pittsburgh Powder Coat, which he also owns. The property is located in the C3 Heavy Commercial Zoning District. A light manufacturing facility is a use by special exception. A gun gun shop for retail sales is a permitted use in the C3 district, so it's the reason we're here tonight, to request a special exception for the light manufacturing facility. Within the proposed development area, existing topography is gently sloping from northwest to southeast from high to low, with an elevation change of about 10 feet. No mining of coal has taken place on or below the property. The site is undeveloped and was most recently used by a company that's servicing one of the Marcellus shale companies. No standing structures on the property, with the exception of security fence and a former site trailer on the adjacent U-shaped property. The site is not located within a natural or scenic area, nor are any historic features located on or adjacent to the property. So all applications for use by special exception must demonstrate compliance with the following, and this is in Part 2, Chapter 280, Article 16, Conditional Uses and Uses by Special Exception, and Article 17, Supplementary Regulations. These are in your zoning ordinance. Section 280-101 are general standards. 280-102 are standards for specific uses, and 280-104 are the performance standards. I'm going to start off by looking at the standards for uses by special exception. 280-101 requires that all applications for use by special exception demonstrate compliance with certain general standards and criteria. And then I'll talk about how the proposed light manufacturing facility development will comply with these general standards and criteria. So number 1, 280-101.a. The use shall not endanger the public health, safety, or welfare, nor deteriorate the environment as a result of being located on the property where it is proposed. The light manufacturing facility will be constructed to contain a business that powder coats metal parts as well as a retail gun shop. The construction of the facility and the powder coating process itself will be completed in a manner which will generate minimal noise, smoke, fumes, glare, and odors. The required yard setbacks will also be provided. When we get to Section 4, that's where I'll go over detailed descriptions for compliance and how the facility complies with the performance standards set by each ordinance section. The color and construction materials for the proposed building will be aesthetically pleasing to the surrounding community. Additionally, the building and surrounding parking and yard area will satisfy all applicable building codes, requirements, and ordinances set forth by Union Township. Stormwater runoff from the facility will be directed to a stormwater detention/infiltration pond to control the volume and peak rate of runoff to that of the pre-development condition prior to release from the site. During construction, erosion and sediment control will be governed by a NEPDES permit, general permit for discharge of stormwater from construction activities. Following construction, stormwater management will be in accordance with the approved post-construction stormwater management plan. All areas of the site not covered by the building footprint or paving will be permanently landscaped or vegetated. As a result of these considerations, it is judged that the operation of the light manufacturing facility will not endanger the public health, safety, or welfare, nor deteriorate the environment. 280-101.b. The use shall comply with the performance standards of 280-104. We'll get to this. 280-101c. The use shall comply with all applicable requirements of Article 18. Key has assumed that parking for the light manufacturing building will be provided assuming a manufacturing use. For 288 or 280-117, Article 18, off-street parking and loading, manufacturing facilities must provide one space for 1,500 square feet of gross floor area, and one for each employment on the peak working shift, whichever is greater. Pittsburgh Powder Coat has estimated the peak working shift of employees will be approximately 20 people. Assuming 30,000 square feet of gross floor area, the number of required spaces is also 20. The 30 spaces provided on the plan exceeds the number of required spaces according to the ordinance. Parking lot grading will not exceed 2.5%. The parking spaces will be 90-degree parking and will be graded and surfaced with asphalt. The parking space will be 9 feet wide, 20 feet long. All parking spaces will be curved with asphalt wedge curbs and will be clearly delineated with 4-inch wide painted white lines. These spaces include 2 accessible handicap parking spaces, which have been provided in accordance with 2010 ADA standards for accessible design. Both the spaces will be van accessible. 28101D. Ingress, egress, and traffic circulation on the property shall be designed to ensure safety and access by emergency vehicles and to minimize congestion and the impact on local roads. It is proposed that the light manufacturing facility will be serviced via the driveway that connects to existing PA State Route 837. Now, there's a driveway right there. There's a driveway there now that has been used for many years, but it is not officially permitted by PennDOT. A preliminary trip generation summary completed by Stahl Schaefer Engineering estimates between 85 and 172 weekday daily trips would be expected from the development, and the facility is therefore anticipated to have little impact on local traffic. As I mentioned, a highway occupancy permit will be submitted by to PennDOT for approval to connect the proposed driveway to 837. And through that submittal, we'll ensure that the proposed driveway preserves safe and reasonable access to the facility, safe and convenient passage of traffic on 837,